Taiwanese Americans. That was something I wouldn't have believed you, other than Jerry Lin, the only Taiwanese American I knew before this project. But then, it's actually pretty interesting. There was waves of uh, Taiwanese Americans from Ta- Taiwan itself during a period of time, which I found very interesting. Uh, so basically, Taiwanese Americans settled into places that Chinese people and Japanese people didn't settle into. Like uh, Chinese people settled into Chinatowns, and but instead, Chinese people settled into like cities like Monterey Park, which is also pretty interesting because they didn't join into the other Asian communities, but went then in with themselves. Some really interesting things from family and member interviews. I interviewed I interviewed my father, but I basically talked to him about my great grandpa who fought for Japan during World War II as part of the Japanese Imperial Army because they forced him to. At that time, Taiwan was occupied by Japan, so they forced Taiwanese people to fight. Uh, they, Basically, there was going to be one final battle, one that maybe my great grandfather could have died in, but then instead Japan surrendered because America bombed them with nuclear weapons. Uh, the Taiwanese soldiers returned. They saw that uh, uh, China was now occupying them. Well, basically, they took control of them, and so they quickly went from Japan to Taiwan, which is found really interesting. So basically, if uh, Japan, I mean, the U.S. didn't bomb Japan, maybe I would be standing right here in this room, in this place. Maybe my great grandfather could have died, and I wouldn't exist right now. Another interesting thing is my dad also fought in a near war. He was part of the Marines for Taiwan, and there was tension between Taiwan and China at that time. It was called the Taiwanese Strait Crisis, and war almost broke out before the U.S. intervened. So basically, two Taiwanese people fighting for different countries against different enemies, which is kind of interesting. That's really weird, and that's what really uh, caught my eye during this multicultural cultural project. So thank you, I guess.